and I'm the assistant coach.
No. Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where's the water?
I've got it, coach.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate. Ooh yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, with so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel. Ooh yeah. What a catch, oh, what a catch. You know we love you. What a catch, oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
Shake and go. Come on, you shake and go. Step on the field. Have to increase the tempo. Come on, you shake and go. Flavors feel nice. Nutrition for your lifestyle. Come on, you shake and go. The net we are keep. Schoolboy football season I keep. Come on, you shake and go. Try these delicious new flavors today. Chocolate, vanilla, peanut, and butter pecan. Come on, you shake and go.
Crunch your craving with the value menu from KFC. With combos starting at just $620. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Come on now, ping pong chairs, choo-choos, amazing, taste so good. Feed your cravings, chocolate rich, you'll be craving more and more and more and more. Here comes the craze. Ping pong chairs and choo-choos, feed your cravings, you know you want to.
Now it's a party with ping pong.
I had an opportunity to firsthand see the devastation that this record Category 5 hurricane has caused on the nation. Let me reassure you, Jamaica, let me reassure you, my customers, that we here at JPS stand committed to work safely 24/7 to get the power restored.
Well, as for me personally, mess up totally. Door blow off, house full of water, set to your thing. But as a worker of the company, I have to be out here to help. But I will stick to the task to make this be a reality where people get a light and be happy again once more. JPS, love you.
It has been a very terrible situation in Montego Bay, especially where I come from. I am from Friendship. The storm Melissa has destroyed a lot of stuff, but nevertheless, as a worker, I am following my duty. I'm here to show up and to deliver, and I'm here to assist in recovering, and whatever it takes, we want Jamaica to know that we are here and we are moving forward, and there is hope.
High School Pitchside, brought to you by KFC, Catch, Ping Pong, Water, Powerade, True Shake, Pringles.
Ball boy. Touch
Over
it
the
down.
top.
All right. Clinical. No? All right, I take it back. Clearance.
Here.
Lord have mercy. Lay it off.
Logan. Picker. Rifle.
What a goal. Come again. Goal of the season, Jenny?
No.
No?
How well on was the goal of the season?
Okay. All right. Well, let's start the show now.
But the road has narrowed, the stakes are sky high, and history is calling. Excelsior High are back on the grand stage for the first time in nearly 20 years, once again denying Eltham, just like 2006, to book their Manning Cup final return. Waiting for them, giants of the game, Jamaica College, chasing a monumental 30 32nd title after ending stats run once again.
And in the DaCosta Cup, 2 teams are aiming to break a decade-long drought. Glenmuir High School and St. Elizabeth Technical are chasing glory. Rivalries renewed, legacies on the line, and champions are about to be crowned. Welcome. This is High School Pitchside, and this is unfortunately the final chapter. I am your host, Ronaldo Adams, and along with me is the rest of the crew. The sports girly, Ginny Robinson, and the statistician, the man with all the links, the man with the connection to all the coaches, which are all of his friends, by the way.
Yes,
Daniel Bent. Daniel, Wagwan.
Yeah, over there, the final chapter, as you say, the last dance, just like when Ronaldo went back to Man U, but it was unfortunate. But what's up?
All right. Firstly, I'm seeing your yellow and almost navy blue. Is it a mixture of Excelsior and not even JC? Steps in the DaCosta Cup final.
It's a gold.
Are you giving us a vibe?
It's a gold shirt and a nice little tie. You know, have to look professional on the show.
Yes.
It's High School Pitchside, but we have to bring a little flavor to it as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's nothing.
No, it's color red all the way. Mona, which is there in the World Cup finals.
Yes.
It's color red all the way.
All right. We'll get to that later. All right.
Well, it was quite the matchup at the National Stadium on Tuesday. The Manning Cup semi-final doubleheader opening with Excelsior and Eltham. The team from Mountain View came out on top, reaching the final for the first time since 2006. Here are the highlights.
Why they were here. Eventually, though, Kimari Scott broke the deadlock in the 45th minute, right on the stroke of half-time, finishing this one clinically. Second half, they picked up from where they left off. Damarley Williams with a fantastic run. He was in the mist for Excelsior. Stephen Bull. Eventually he got Van Salmon. He was excellent. This goal.
I mean, credit to Giovanni Brady.
Yes.
He's away right now.
Yes. I'm not
sure.
International duties.
Right. He's on right. Gio is scouting talent for MacArthur College for next season. He's scouting talent overseas. But I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but Gio predicted Excelsior to be his dark horse coming into the season. But again,
you know what's crazy
guys may
about
have not known. You know what is crazy? I was the one who gave him the intelligence. I'm telling him, say, look up.
So you must definitely take credit for that one.
I'm just saying, I was the one who gave him the nudge and say, no, sir, the school up at Mountain View. Look out for them this year now, and him just take it and run. But
I'm going to take the credit because it's my alma mater, and we're reaching to the finals. But guess what? With Excelsior and Eltham, it's funny that you said that Gio said they were the dark horses for the season, because the real dark horses, in my opinion, was Eltham High. They reached really far in the season. As a matter of fact, they were one of the most consistent teams in terms of just performances up to the semi-finals. So big kudos to Coach Gregory Allen. He did an exceptional job with those boys, and they will be, that same unit will be here for next year. So everybody can watch out for that. But as it relates to Excelsior High, I think Coach Keon Broderick is doing an exceptional job with these group of boys. Their front attacking three with Kimari Scott, Damarley Williams. Those young boys are experienced. They've played not just in schoolboy football, but otherwise. And I think that now getting the opportunity to play into the finals after playing with each other for probably the past 2 or 3 seasons, I don't think Jamaica College should ease up on Excelsior, because Excelsior is ready to go.
Okay. And what are you anticipating for the finals, Daniel?
I want to look at two things that for me, for Excelsior, it stands out. Vauxhall is also written in this because Kimberly Scott and also Terrence Williams are past Vauxhall High School players. They would have played on that under 16 team that went all the way to the semi-finals. And to bring them across the Excelsior, and they have progressed the way they progress. I'm very pleased for those two individuals, because they're not probably, as it relates to their family and things, maybe they have challenges. Football is the way out for them. And I'm very impressed. I'm very pleased that Keon Broderick would have brought those two players across. And just imagine if Kimberly Scott and Terrence was at Vauxhall with
the team that they had this year.
So it could have been another situation we can say is JC versus Vauxhall. We don't know.
But here's my take on it. We were talking to Coach Broderick earlier, and he was saying, especially for Terrence, it took a bit of convincing to get him to even play this season, and that is excellent context, because considering the fact that not only are they playing well, but they're in the finals. Can you imagine if he was just like, coach, I can't bother with the football anymore, right?
Yeah.
So I think Keon Broderick is one. I think he was a perfect coach for this Excelsior unit. I think he's gelled exceptionally well with the boys, and I think they believe in him.
They do,
right?
They
and I think because they believe in him, we're seeing the fruits of their labor.
Right, and this match is certainly going to be one for the ages, because over the past 3 seasons, the form has been indifferent. They've drawn, JC has won, and Excelsior has won. So it is going to be very hard to call. Over the past 6 seasons, Jamaica College have consistently had the better of stats. In the finals, going back to 2019, 2022, and even 2023, JC edged all 3 finals on penalties. But on Tuesday, they increased the temperature, and they backed it up with a commanding 4-0 semi-final win for a spot in Friday's final. All right, Daniel, before I even get to Janae, who was present on the touchline. JC stats. We are used to tight-knit games, nip and tuck. But this time, JC said, listen, we mean business this year, and we're stamping our authority. 4-0. Did you expect that scoreline?
I would say no. I expected it to be a little bit closer than that. Probably in a 2-1 affair in favor of Jamaica College. But Jamaica College has answered the questions, and that many persons thought that they were the team, but there were some shakiness in there. But when you look at the quality of Jamaica College individually, the likes of Howell, the likes of Logan, the likes of Noel Lai, a lot of persons is tipped him to be probably one of the best under 17 players right now in Jamaica, and probably if you're so lucky and so brave, probably in the Caribbean, that is really at a different class. And Jamaica College show that, hey, we are the best of the best.
Right. Janae, while I was at the base Tuesday when the match was playing, I just saw the JC scored the two goals back to back, or 3 goals, repeat one after the other, and I was like, is this match real? What were you feeling on the sidelines?
I was on the cycle track, because taking it in, I expected it to be the more exciting of the 2 encounters. But Jamaica College has a way of psychologically intimidating other teams, right? I think also due to the nature of, as in all teams in schoolboy football are young, it's an under 19 competition, but I think for first time players of the Manning Cup stats, a lot of them playing for the first time, nerves would have kicked in, and JC capitalized on that advantage. For Jamaica College, I think when I talked to Coach Stampy at the beginning of the season, he was kind of like, I don't know if this team is gonna go. Not saying that they wouldn't, but he wasn't as confident.
Was it possibly mind games?
Maybe. But what I do think worked in Jamaica College's favor was Hurricane Melissa. Those 3 extra weeks and it not affecting Kingston, I think they got the opportunity to tighten up just those little things that
the training pitch.
And it's working in their favor right now. So did I expect them to win at such a big margin? No. I expected it to be like 3-2. 2-1, close one. At least that to get 1 goal in the encounter, I expected that. But this is nothing shy from what Jamaica College does all the time when they play St. Andrew Technical. So it is what it is, definitely.
However, the stage is set. The teams are certainly ready. But who will claim the glory? Jamaica College versus Excelsior High School. Manning Cup Finals 2025 live right here on CVM TV tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Looking to boost performance and profitability? Let Return on Investment Consulting Limited turn strategy into success. We deliver AI-powered reporting, KPI management, and strategic planning services that work. From software to certification, empower your executives to drive success. Email us at info@roicltd.com or call us today. Return on Investment Consulting Limited. Strategy, performance, results.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate, ooh yeah, yeah, yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, with so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel, ooh yeah, yeah, yeah. What a catch, oh, 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 oh. What a catch, you know we love you. What a catch, oh, 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 oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
It all comes down to this. The Manning Cup final, where history is either rewritten or reinforced. Excelsior High are back on the biggest stage for the first time in nearly 2 decades, chasing a title they last lifted in 2004. Standing in their way are the Giants, Jamaica College, record holders with 31 Manning Cup titles, now hunting number 32 after their last triumph in 2022. 2 schools, 2 ambitions, 1 cup. And tonight, we're joined by a representative from one of the finalist teams as we preview a clash that will decide who writes the next chapter of Schoolboy football history. Joining us is Keon Broderick, Excelsior High's head coach. And we have invited members of the Jamaica College coaching staff and management team, but they were unable to attend. Now, hi Coach Keon, it's an exciting weekend of football, and Excelsior High are in the Manning Cup finals. Now, for me personally, you must know that it means a lot, but for the boys and the program to be here in the Manning Cup final, how much does it mean for you guys?
It means a lot to us, based on the sacrifice and the work that we would have put in throughout this season and in the preseason, not just from a footballing perspective, but also from a management perspective, academical perspective. We would have put out a whole lot of work just to get these student athletes ready for the season, as well as to advance to the finals of this competition.
Now let's talk a little bit about the finals. This wouldn't be the first time that both you and Jamaica College have will be playing against each other. You guys met up in the quarterfinals. Now, what will be different in this occasion? Because now we're talking about vying for a trophy. You would have, I would suppose, studied some of Jamaica College's, tactics. So of course you're going to want to break those down on Friday night. What can we expect from the Excelsior boys?
Well, the last quarterfinal game against Jamaica College, it was an evenly contested game. I mean, both programs, they are very close as it relates to familiarity. Coaches from Excelsior knows the coaches from Jamaica College, as well as the players from Jamaica College and Excelsior. They play on the same club team and even academy teams as well. So we do know about each other very well. On the day, it's about execution as well as hunger. And just let's see what can happen on the day.
You talk about that hunger. You guys haven't won this title since 2004, and especially this year, just for the community of Excelsior would mean a lot. There was a passing of Mr. Aliman, right? And we had Ali Cup in Ali Cole,
yes.
And we had the Ali Cup in the preseason, and now there is extra motivation because these boys will be creating history in some respect. Do you think that is like motivation or pressure?
I think it's more motivation. I mean, pressure is basically an illusion when it comes down to sports. We play sports because we enjoy playing sports. So pressure is an illusion, but it's more motivation for us, knowing that we have not been to this stage of the competition for such a long time, and we have not laid our hands on the trophy for such a long time. So it's more motivation, and I know the boys want to break that drought, and they are rearing to go. They are just ready to play tomorrow.
I'm glad that you said that, because this Excelsior team all season has played with a lot of belief and energy, right? Very expressive with that front three, and your defensive unit is just as expressive and energetic. What has been the key factor that has brought you guys to this final?
Well, it's synergy that we would have created with the management team, the coaching staff, and the players that would have gone down or matriculated down to the football field. These players would have been playing together for a while. They know each other, and they have been playing together in various youth football teams, and so they understand each other. They know what makes them tick, and tactically, from a tactical standpoint, the coaching staff would have done a very good job in preparing the boys, not only physically but also mentally, to cope with certain situations and to be able to be flexible in games.
I know that you're very big on the balance of on and off the field. Off the field, the boys have been doing just as exceptional as on the field. In about 2022, I had done an interview with Zidane Chambers in the stands. Now, he didn't look nothing like what he looks like now, right? And, you know, what they call gimmicks man, for lack of a better words, very jovial in the stands with me. Now he's on this Manning Cup team, and recently, you guys played a match, and the whole team walked back down to Excelsior High, and as he entered the school gate, they put on his graduation gown and his hat. Now, how much does that camaraderie help just not only the players but you as the coach, you know, in fulfilling your philosophy?
Well, that's what we are all about at Excelsior, not just the footballing aspect, but the total holistic development of our student athletes. And so Zidane would have played a quarterfinals game, won the quarterfinal game, and we saw it imperative for him to get back to school just to participate in the graduation in which he deserves to be a part of. But it shows that here at Excelsior High School, we are much more than just a football program. It's about the holistic development. It's about moving these boys to become the best version of themselves and to become productive members of society.
Now, you play against a powerhouse Jamaica College tomorrow night. Now, what do you think will be very important to shut down this game very early and dominate it in order to walk away with the title?
Well, just for us to seize our moments in the game. We will have those moments. We will have chances. It's just for us to seize them and take our chances in terms of converting on those chances, as well as we have to be solid defensively. I mean, the Jamaica College team is a very good unit, and we understand that. So it's for us to be defensively solid, as well as to seize our moments when they come.
Well, I foresee this finals being one that is going to be a cagey affair, and the margins can be small. Do you think that this game will be more about tactics or mentality?
Both. Tactics is important when it comes on to this stage, but also the mentality to understand that you will fail more than you succeed at this game, but the failures don't define you. It's just for you to get up, move on again, and try to complete the task.
Well, those who know you, Coach, know that you are a nice guy, but you're very serious as well when it comes on to your work. What would be the non-negotiables for your boys in order to achieve that?
Definitely teamwork, hard work as it relates to what we do on the pitch, and just be encouraging, just to be good teammates on the field of play. Those are things that are non-negotiable. I mean, that's the only thing we have control over, how we deal with our teammates, or the type of effort and determination and dedication that we show on the field. Those are non-negotiable for me. And then the other things will fall into place.
Well, Coach, with lifting this Manning Cup title, it's going to mean a lot, right? What will it mean for you, the players, and just the wider Excelsior community?
It's going to mean a great deal. Persons would have said to myself and the boys that they would have accomplished so much this season, but to go one step further, it would be a big deal for us.
Well, I'm so happy that you got to join us today, as we get a little sneak peek into tomorrow, so I can expect very big things from the Eagles. Thank you for joining me, Coach Kian. And after the break, we have more Pitchside for you.
We want a piece for Jamaica. Yeah. Yo, what I rap? We have to be Oh man, none of that. No, brother, no, man.
Can I see you have a player? Dirty game,
yeah, but I look a bad game. No, I said, Pierce, you come from, brother, I want to live good, man. I want to live good, Bridging. No shake on, I can play a little bad, Bridging.
Really have to shake on?
Yeah, man, and no badness, Bridging. Just live good, man.
Double the holiday cheer with Frigidaire. Christmas is a time for sharing with family and friends. And this Christmas, Singer gives you a chance to double the holiday cheer with Frigidaire. Buy any Frigidaire item from Singer. Value $30,000 or more plus GCT from December 6th to January 10. And get a chance to be one of 6 winners to share $500,000 in prizes. Upgrade your kitchen with our main prizes of a 5-burner stainless steel stove or a side-by-side refrigerator. Or get one of the consolation prizes of a freezer or microwave. Shop now. Conditions apply. See the press for details. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting Game and Lotteries Act.
The Chris and Charles Merry Money Mania loan promotion. This Christmas, borrow big and win bigger. Get $1.5 million or $2 million in loans at special reduced rates. Plus, a chance to win your share of $1 million. And new customers get double entries. The promotion runs from October 15 and is now extended to January 30, 2026. Visit any Chris and Charles branch or chrisandcharles.com for details. Chris and Charles, making life merry again. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
The favourites showed it their class when it mattered most. Glenmuir High School booked their place in the DaCosta Cup final with a hard-fought 2-1 win over Dintil Technical, rising to the moment. Leading from the front was Captain Orion Watson. He was ice-cold, ruthless and decisive, scoring both goals to take his season tally to an incredible 26. That's a 2 and a 6. 26, right? Glenmuir are now one step away from glory, and they continue to look every bit the team to beat. This was a semi-final decided by leadership, belief and championship intent.
Here for the DaCosta Cup semi-final review are our expert schoolboy football commentator, Lyle Anthony Golding, and Leger Williams, the prediction guru. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Usually, you know, you guys are talking about the match now. We got to talk to you in person.
Right. In real life. Good switch up. By the way, I'm not DJ.
No, that is Daniel Bent. Lige is with us on Zoom. Lige, what's up?
I'm here. Glad to be here as always.
Excellent. So this was not Glenmuir's most fluent performance, but it was one of their most mature. They stayed composed and delivered in the most decisive moments at something that I would describe as a true hallmark of championship teams. When you were watching this game, Lige, were you at all worried that Glenmuir would have not gotten the job done?
Yeah, I think that based on what we've seen over the last couple of seasons, Glenmuir have found ways, I would say, to lose at times. From 2022 in the DaCosta Cup, where they lost their first game, conceding 2 goals for the first time of the season, being out against Edwin Allen the season after, when they got a little bit better. But then when they came up against Clarendon the second time, they collected a pasting. Last season when they came up against Garvey Massey in the semi-final, it was a similar thing where they were just stunted up defensively, and it actually took 2 mistakes from Dintil to really allow them to get the victory yesterday. I don't think they created much. I'm not quite sure why they've made it so difficult on themselves. There are a couple of reasons that would probably be here talking all day if I were to explain all of them. But yeah, Glenmuir, they're a very quality team. They should have been making easier work of that semi-final. They didn't, but as I said, the champions always find a way, and they hope to be champions, so they found a way.
Lyle, Orion Watson, 26 goals this season, 2 critical goals in that semi-final. How special is this young man?
He's extremely special. I think that he is definitely one of the top marksmen in the country, not just in the DaCosta Cup. And you know, his coach spoke about the burden that the captain has to bear in that this is a team that has won titles 3 seasons on the spin, and now it's his time to lead the team, and he's definitely done so. Like I said, 26 goals. It's a crazy tally, and I think even when, you know, his goals were not flowing as much, and they had to rely on some other players like Miller and Cohen.
Yeah.
His all-around play came to the fore, and he's shone all season, I think.
And he also spoke about the pressure that was on Orion Watson. He said that in previous seasons for Kyle Gordon, Jason White, all of those captains they won. So they had that responsibility. Now he's in a similar position. He's been with that Glenmuir team for a while, and he's also contributing. So yeah, I can imagine just for a young boy how much pressure that is on him carrying that weight for the school.
Because what I just mentioned is that he has a good supporting cast.
Yes, definitely.
You made mention of Earl Miller, you made mention of just Dunsting, Cohen, but even young Edley.
Yes.
Is my star baller coming up through the ranks of this Glenmuir team. So it has been an all-round performance for Glenmuir. And I think looking forward to this final. This should be.
Daniel, Glenmuir have shown that they can win ugly, they can win pretty, they can even lose. But are they still your favorites going into this final against Stets?
Yeah, they're still my favorites because they have been very consistent. They have been consistent over the years that they can win trophies, beating a very super Carolina College team in the past. They know how it to face Stets in the final. So I think based on what they have, individual talent and also as a group, and that immediate switch that they can switch on in a game to turn up the heat makes them a really dangerous team to play against.
Now, Lejay, I want to bring you into this discussion because they did play against Dintil on, when was it? Guys, I have no recollection of the matches.
It was on Wednesday.
Wednesday, sorry. Yeah, so Lenny Hyde was talking to me and he was saying that he is very proud of this Dintil team. He expects them to go out there and have a lot of fun. And I said to him that despite the result, we could have seen the Dintil boys have a lot of fun on the pitch. What do you think they needed to get right on Wednesday in order to just get the better of Glenmuir, despite Glenmuir not having... Andrew Pearce said, yes, they performed well, but it wasn't like a spectacular performance. What do you think that Dintil needed to get right?
I think, honestly, there's nothing that I would say they needed to improve. They are a team that many people would be surprised that they even got this far last season. It was a lot of turmoil for Dintil. 3 different head coaches. They brought in Lenny Hyde into a very young setup. A lot of his bench is inexperienced. It's a new team. I know Lenny Hyde plays football a specific way. And he hasn't had a lot of time to acclimatize the team to that. And I think it's just an overachievement. And yesterday, they pushed what many people would say are the favorites for the competition all the way. As I said, it was 2 mistakes that led Glenmuir to even winning that game. So I think Dintil have nothing to be ashamed about. They played well, they fought well, they made it extremely difficult for a very good team. So I wouldn't say they needed to improve anything, but I think with another year, better players, it's going to be very interesting to see how they develop next year.
For sure, they do have the teacher as their head coach after all. But sometimes history whispers and sometimes it roars. St. Elizabeth Technical High are 1 win away from ending a 9-year wait, edging Kemshill with a 1-0 to book their place in the DaCosta Cup final. Their first since lifting the trophy in 2015. It was tight, tense, and decided by the finest of margins. For Kemshill, the dream ends at their first ever semi-final, but not without pride. Their historic run captured hearts, challenged expectations, and announced a new force in the competition. One team marches on, chasing redemption, the other exits with respect earned. And I totally second that. I think for Kemshill, when you talk to Coach Keegan Mitchell, he says that he will back these boys to the end. And one thing that was disheartening for me watching the Kemshill game, I wanted the players to express themselves a little bit more. I think they gave up after a while. And for St. Elizabeth Technical, as in Coach Rambo is a very confident coach in and of himself, right? But I think, especially because of everything that has happened, this means just a lot for the community of States, and for them to reach so far after years and years and years of trying, big respect to them and hats off going into the DaCosta Cup finals. But as in, what are your thoughts, Lyle? You've been watching, we've done a lot of States matches this season, right? And they go up against Glenmuir, a team that for like a Jamaican term, them not drop no catch, right? So what will States need to get right on Saturday night?
I think they have to stick to what's got them to this point. Stets have been a very good team all season. I mean, I'm no prediction guru, as I said last time, but I did say it was going to be Stets Glenmuir. And the reason I said that is because Stets are such a physically imposing team. When they challenge for midfield battles, they often come out on top and they dominate, especially. And their defense as well. Yesterday, their defense against Kempsey, I think, was what got them over the line. Yeah. McMaster was spectacular in that game. Big number forward, towering figure. Yes. And for me, going up against a Glenmuir team with so much quality, you have to ensure that you stick to, like I said, what got you here. You've been one of the most physically dominant teams in the competition, and you have quality in your captain Barnett. You have a lot of quality in Kaim Lewis, 26 goals as well this season. So I think they have to go in with their principles, and they have to stay switched on definitely, because Glenmuir can make it big.
Right, and we'll continue with the previewing that final in the next segment. But Lidge, Kems Hill, the historic run, I would deem this a successful season regardless. Obviously, no one wants to finish second. We're not Tyson Gay and Justin Gatlin. Those guys who love silver medals. All of us want to win the trophy. But again, I think that Kems Hill should look on this and say, hey, nobody had us as semi-finalists this year. We proved all of them wrong. Again, we have a young team, and we can build on this going into the 2026 season. But the general himself, the analyst, Lidge, what's your take?
Yeah, I would say it's a successful season, as you mentioned it. They have, I would say, the toughest path throughout all of schoolboy football in terms of getting to a stage like this. They were in a group with Glenmuir, with Garvey Maceo, and it's difficult to even get out of that group. They got out of the group, and then after that they have to face, because they were a third place team, they have to face so many of these tough teams to even get to this point. So it was always going to be difficult. So it has to be deemed a success. They're still a young program. They're still a program, as you mentioned, with a lot of young players. Whether or not a couple of the sharks around schoolboy football won't come and poach away a couple of those young players. I've heard a couple of rumblings, but I won't shake up the table too much. But I do think that this season it was lightning in a bottle, and they have a lot to be proud of.
Definitely. I also think that we can look forward to seeing the future of the program. Their young Daly expressed himself a lot this season, but for a match up against Stets, I didn't really see a lot of him being expressed as much as we've seen in the past. Which match did we do at Glenmuir the other day?
It was Kempsey
Cornwall. And that match, Daly expressed himself, and that was the Daly I was expecting to see against Stets. But we can, as Leger said, hope for the best, and I think Kempsey will come back next season as one of those teams to look forward to seeing.
In the finals between Glenmuir and Stets, something that we need to look at is also the goalkeepers at the end. Stedman and Glenmuir goalkeeper, both are national players, and they can definitely define the finals.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Stets are 90 minutes away from the pinnacle. Kempsey exited the competition, but history only remembers pioneers. Glenmuir are one game away from turning favorite status into history as well. The stage is now set for rural area supremacy. We'll speak more about that in our Powerade Team Talk, the DaCosta Cup final preview, which is right after this break.
Start your journey with a Jane Bank Small Business Loan, with small business loans with as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million.
The time is 8:30.
Come on now, ping pong chairs, choo-choos, amazing, taste so good. Feed your cravings, chocolate rich, you'll be craving more and more and more and more. Here comes the craze. Ping pong chairs and choo-choos, feed your cravings, you know you want to.
Now it's a party with ping pong.
1 game, 1 cup, 10 years of waiting. Glenmuir and Stets meet up in the Costa Cup final, shaped by patience, pressure, and promise. Glenmuir last tasted glory in 2012. Stets followed in 2015. Now both stand 90 minutes away from ending a decade-long wait. Experience meets hunger. History meets hope. And only one will rise. Tonight, we discuss the Costa Cup final in Team Talk.
And we're going to begin with our prediction guru, Lige Williams. Lige, when we had you here earlier in the season, you predicted a Glenmuir versus Stets final. Come Saturday, your prediction comes to life. And
that's why we call him the prediction guru. Yeah.
Lige, when I tell the people, say, I needed to tell it, say that I will be the final. Right?
No, I see the thing is, I'm glad you brought it up because I'm not a conceited person, so I just wouldn't have said anything. I would have hoped the people would remember that, that I said that from October, way before the second round had even begun. But it's fine. It's fine. I regularly do this. But these two teams, I think that it was inevitable for me because I think Glenmuir, the thing is with Glenmuir, I've been saying they're going to win the Costa Cup for like 2 seasons now. They let me down, so I just have to continue rolling with the punches. With Stets, they just showed a physical level that I think is practically unmatched in the Costa Cup. And when you have such a strong physical team, Lyle in the last segment would have mentioned their centre-back partnership, especially Matt Master. Their 2 holding midfielders incredibly strong as well. And then when you sprinkle in a little bit of that technical quality that they have with Anton, obviously Barnett and Kaim Lewis up front, I think that they have a very potent team, but I think it's going to be a really good game as well.
Lyle, this game is going to mean so much, not only for the young men on the field, not only for the coaches on the sideline, but even the schoolers, the school itself, the parish, as Daniel mentioned. Mm-hmm. How intense is this game in your eyes?
I think it's going to be a sight to behold. I think everyone has to make sure that they tune in because, as Leger said,
on CVM TV,
on CVM TV, live and exclusive. Yes. A really, really physically dominant team in Stets, and a team that every time I seem to watch them, they play some fantastic stuff on the Andrew Peart and Glenmuir. Yeah. But definitely, I think it's definitely going to mean that much more for Stets. We saw how Santa Cruz was ravaged by Hurricane Melissa, and we saw, especially when we went back to Stets for coverage of games, how much the community was coming together, the fans were coming together, and it would definitely mean so much to them. And in terms of the matchup, I expect fireworks for sure.
Coach Rambo had said after the game that a lot of these supporters are going back to no light. So to come and watch some football, especially when St. Elizabeth Technical is doing well, I think that's what it means for the community. It's just, as I've said before, it's an escape. Football is one of those things that it takes your mind off of your current problems, and I think it just means a lot, not only for the parish of St. Elizabeth, but just Jamaica in general. I think we will be happy to see some form of hope, especially to see our other people happy,
And on that note, Janae, I'm not sure if the panel remembers when Jamaica played Curacao the other day, that guy that went viral online that said, listen, I come to National Stadium for watch some proper football and I'm going back home to no light right now.
Yes.
I just come all the way to town for Stets' sake. I would hope that.
but in this case, though, I think it's a little bit different because whether they win or lose, right? I think it still would mean a lot to the community. Just the fact that they're in the finals and have something to talk about, it's a big deal. Probably down there right now, them planning bus trip to come up Saturday. The whole shebang going on. I think this is what they've wanted all season long.
Daniel, let me ask you this. Coach Peart, who is touted as one of the best young coaches in the Jamaican setup currently. A Costa Cup crown 2025, what would this mean for his resume and where can that possibly propel him to in the Jamaican setup?
I think you would say finally, because the writing has been on the wall with previous teams. Although we say that this Glenmuir team is really good, but the team with Kyle Gardner and Jason White was a really, really good team. For him personally, has been a national coach, and at this level in the Costa Cup, it will mean a lot for him because when he was at Jamaica College, that one season that he was there, he didn't win any trophy, and they made a transition over to Glenmore. And I think coming in and the work that he and his staff would have done, like, I think they deserve it.
Did you see him run on the field? Like,
yes,
I've never seen Coach Peart.
I've never seen him
like that much emotion coming out of him. That means way more than we probably think. The man run on the field, you know, like go hug up Orion, you know, like he doesn't do that.
Because he knows, and I think the bond, as you said, that just like the ex-SBF players, they play for Kian. It's the same thing. I see the same relationship. That even if he's shouting, because I've seen him in the game, he got angry. And the players didn't react in a way to feed the air. They just know the
authority.
So it will mean a lot for Andrew, and I think he deserves it.
Lidge, bringing you back in, where do you think this game will be won or lost for both teams?
Oh, that's a spectacular question. You know, I like the tactical side of things now. So, I think it's in, firstly, the midfield areas. As you guys all would have mentioned, really, Glenmure have had some spectacular players that have left now and gone off to college or wherever. One of them being Jason White. So, Jason White, for my money, the last couple of seasons has been the best holding midfielder in all of schoolboy football, and he's no longer there. And in around June, July, I had a conversation with Andrew Peart, and he was saying that I asked him, how do you plan to replace him? And he laughed and he said, I don't. And I said, Coach, what do you mean? And he said, you'll see. And I was always looking forward to seeing Glenmure, and he was right. He didn't try to replace him, because what Jason White allowed Glenmure to do as a screening holding midfielder is to play a myriad of systems, whether in possession they're going to play a 3-2 whatever or a 3-1. Jason White could help them to play that system. However, now, because they don't have that holding midfielder, I think Glenmure have now gone in the wavelength of playing much more of a transitional game, trying to get the ball from back to front, not with the same level of patience that they usually do. And this season we've seen Ray in the middle of the park, Ramadiel in the middle of the park, Denzel Watson in the middle of the park, and they're always trying to form a double pivot. And Stets, I think it's going to be important for them to try and apply pressure to that double pivot, to those defenders, and just try and make things uncomfortable for Glenmure in the middle of the park. And because Stets are such a physically imposing team, that can cause problems, because that's what Dintil did to unsettle Glenmure. Was their man-to-man marking system that caused Glenmure to not be comfortable in possession. And when you have such high-level technical players that Glenmure have in the attack, when they drop to receive the ball and they have someone right in their back and they have someone that's always nibbling away, trying to always make a challenge, it makes things incredibly difficult. That's why they couldn't create much. So that's where it's going to be one forced test for Glenmure. Conversely, I think it's going to be all about keeping composure. They've been here before, they've won titles in each of the last 3 seasons. They have ridiculously high-level players. I think it's about keeping composure. When faced with any sort of duel, any man-to-man press, it's going to be all about how they adapt to that. How well do they move and dismantle that man-to-man setup? How well do they keep possession in the face of pressure? How well do they convert and create chances? I think it's all about composure for Glenmure and being aggressive for Stets.
Well, Lyle, do you agree with Leger?
Definitely so, and for me, I think that this Costa Cup final is going to be an extremely tight one. I don't think there'll be too many goals in it. As Leger said, that midfield battle is going to be an incredibly important one. And when me and Leger on commentary on the Kempshill game, I had mentioned that, hey, Glenmure might be looking at both of these teams and maybe not really feeling too under pressure, because it wasn't the most impressive game, but he was saying, rightfully so, that, I mean, these teams will be looking at Glenmure and how Dintil were able to unsettle them and feel a bit confident themselves. And it's definitely going to be a case where neither of these teams is going to want to give up an inch. It's going to be an intense battle, but I feel like there's not going to be a lot in it for sure.
For sure. And guys, we're going to take the country bus. I left from down a rural and we'll come back up our urban. Zin, Daniel, Captain Mona, we're going to, really quickly, we're going to preview the Walker Cup final on Friday. Also, where else? Right here on CVM Television, on TV, on CVMTV.com and on YouTube. Zin? Right. The defending champions, your alma mater, Mona High School. Definitely. How confident are you in your team retaining the crown, the Walker Cup crown?
I'm very confident of Mona winning back to back. Only St. Catherine High School in the past 5 years would have won it back to back. And I think based on what I've seen, like I watched a game against Idle this week when they played against Idle. Despite losing a player early in the first half, they still stuck to the plan and the idea of how they want to play, and they showed guts that, hey, we're going to defend this trophy.
Well, you know what I love about what he said a while ago is that the only team to win it back-to-back is St. Catherine, and who are they playing? St. Catherine. So after the break, we come with more on Pitchside.
I'm Major Charles. Hurricane Melissa has tested us. Many communities are hurting. Some have lost homes, some have lost livelihoods, and families are grieving loved ones. We see the pain, and we are with you. So the Jamaica Defence Force has been on the ground from the very beginning. Our soldiers have been clearing roads, delivering supplies, evacuating the vulnerable, restoring access to the community, and supplying shelters across the island. We're also working closely with ODPEM, the JCF, local authorities, and international partners to ensure that relief reaches every community that needs it. We will rebuild together.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
This is Jamaica's season for giving thanks for what matters. It's the time to show up, be there for each other, and to feed our hope for a brighter tomorrow. Celebrate being together with a KFC festive feast. Get the new Festive 9 bucket. Proceeds from each festive feast purchase go towards hurricane relief. KFC is finger licking good.
Protecting Jamaica's borders is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time, brought to you by the Jamaica Customs Agency, is
Our history class segment tonight features a man whose journey reflects the very best of schoolboy football in Jamaica. From guarding the post at Stats to competing at the highest level locally with Cavalier to wearing the Jamaican badge at both the under-20 and senior international level, Jaden White has lived the dream. Tonight, he joins us to reflect on his journey, his lessons, and his mission to give back as a coach at that very school, St. Andrew Technical, where it all began. History class is in session. Now, Jaden, despite this being history class, we have to talk about, of course, the elephant in the room. Yesterday's loss to Jamaica College in the Manning Cup semi-final. Of course, it would have been a jab at the heart of the St. Andrew Technical family, but how do you feel about it?
I mean, we are disappointed because if you got that far, you always want to make the final, jump to the final. So
yeah,
it's disappointing, especially the way we lost. You know, but it's lessons to build on, to come back next year and be stronger because basically we have the same team. So we just have to know that, all right, we made it this far, we know what it takes, but we just need to find that little extra to get us to the final next year.
I'm glad that you said that because this rivalry between Jamaica College and Stats has been ongoing over years, probably from your time, right, up to now. Now, you said that the team will come back next year. What different do you think you guys will need to do, especially if you get into a situation like this where you get into the semifinals again and have the possibilities of going all the way?
All right, so the first thing that I think needs to be changed is the mentality of some of the guys, you know. One thing goes wrong and then we all start dropping our heads, especially the senior players. And with the younger ones, if they see the senior players dropping their heads, then it's going to just filter through the team and then the performance is going to nosedive. So I think that's what really happened as well. We concede a goal, can be 10 seconds after a water break, and then within 3 minutes we're 2-0 down. So then, you know, everything has gone through the window that probably the coach has said to the players, and then now it's about encouraging them to come back out second half and fight.
I'm glad that you brought that up because those 2 goals were scored before halftime, which means that when you go into the locker room, now it's the whole game plan has to shift according to what you just saw. When you were in the locker room, was the vibe of the boys more like, does it make any sense that we fight for this, or was it, all right, coach, don't worry about it, we're going to try our best to fix things?
All right, so the players are young.
Yeah.
Only like 2-3 of them probably would have been to this stage in the competition before. Players are young. We had players in the team that were playing schoolboy football for the very first time.
Nerves.
And if you're playing schoolboy football the very first time and playing at the highest level,
in a semi-final,
it's gonna kick in. But if I remember promptly, for 10 out of the 15 minutes, it was coach getting the players to go again, making them believe in themselves, telling them, say, yo, we have to go out there and fight for this. We put ourselves there, we have to go and fight. Till the last, so we have to go and fight. Probably it fall on some deaf ears, but there were players that were ready to go again. Because he even went on to ask, who's ready to go and fight? And the boys did put their hands up. So, you know, it gave us the belief that they were going to. And probably for majority of the second half, we did come back into the game until the third goal. So then after the third goal, you know, everybody really gave up from there.
Yeah, speak to me about your journey, JD, because as I say, you're a St. Andrew technical through and through. You would have come across this encounter as in the playing days. But as a goalkeeper, a lot of persons don't know that you started out as a number 9.
10.
At 9 to 10 thereabouts. So speak to us about your journey to where you are at St. Andrew Technical.
All right, so the first time I played club football, I was an attacking midfielder for the Uni Park, and I was really good at passing the ball. I never scored a goal though.
Yes.
Some pass, I wonder what that little boy I do. Where him see that, you know. But I got fed up of losing because it was always goalkeeper every time I say, oh, I'm going to goal. Went in the goal, win some games, went to the quarterfinal for the first time. You know, under 15, kept under 15, conceded no goals. I was MVP 2 years running. Because I kept a clean sheet tournament in 2014 for the Uni Park, won under 15, went to Cavalier, did the same thing again. So all of that motivated me, say, all right, you know, so I'm actually good. You know, I continue working hard from there. With a speed, I boss. And then when I was young,
yes,
he always saw that
potential.
This kid is really good. He kind of shaped me as a person I am, you know. All heap of rough lessons, believe me. I am grateful for those lessons because it made me mature as a person real quick, no matter how young I was, you know. So that was really the journey from the youth stage. Then.
You speak.
The 2017, the year that you came into prominence, you were the captain of the St. Andrew Technical High School Money Cup team that year. It was Philip Williams' first year. You know the rivalry between Stats and JC. How that season was a stellar season for you because you were the talk of the town, basically, as one of the best goalkeepers, not only in the Money Cup, but even in schoolboy football. What was that? Talk to me, relive that season for me, in your eyes.
All right, so it's not even the whole season alone that was turning for me. There was a lot of things, both off field and on field. Because in 2017, I would have been sitting 6 and, you know, I was trying to go to Ulmas. Well, I wasn't trying. Ulmas offered me a space there because they wanted me to be a part of their team. But I have loyalty and respect for the management staff at St. Andrew Technical. I went to them and I explained to them what my problems were at home, and, you know, they really told me that, all right, since these are your concerns, we have your back. You know what I mean? And from that moment, you know, things took a turn. Coach came in, he messaged me the night and said, he's going to be the coach and he wants me to be in the sticks. And I told him, say, from you say that will work, literally. And from there on, everything fall into place. We never had no training before this July, straight to camp. is when you go on camp, you really know, say, they've mother for the team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, one thing I've recognized from you speaking is that you and your coaches have a very good relationship. And you speak about having a lot of respect for Coach Speed. Now, you were amongst the substitutes in the game, well, Inter Miami game, right? You got the opportunity to see a lot of players that probably when you were a little boy just dreaming of playing football, now you're playing against them in the same environment as them. Now, this is, I said earlier, you've lived a dream of football, but that moment was almost like another dream in and of itself.
Yeah.
Can you just speak to me about being exposed to these things in the CONCACAF Champions Cup that have kind of molded you into the man that you are today?